Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our workshop Studying Abroad in Spain Tips and Advice for a Successful Experience, hosted by GBSB Global Business School and the Basels Group. If you're tuning in today, it's probably because you're interested in moving abroad to Spain, but you need help navigating the complex visa application processes and immigration processes, or perhaps you are already a student here and you're curious about knowing more on immigration routes after graduation, or simply you're just interested in knowing about the career opportunities that GBSB Global offers. Either way, don't worry, we're going to cover all that in today's workshop. But before officially kick off, let's introduce our speakers today. Starting with you, Marina, if you could introduce yourself.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for having us, for inviting us, and for having me doing this workshop with you today. Well, my name is Marina Lozano. I am one of the lawyers from Basels Group, and I'm going to be the one who's going to explain a little bit about the visa process itself. And if I can help you with something else, with questions that always come up with this kind of procedure, then I will be, it will be a pleasure to help you.
Amazing. Polio?
Yes, my name is Paulina Zelka. I'm studying first year bachelor degree in fashion and management business. And today I will answer for some questions about studying here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Surya Balu, and I'm doing my master's in sports management here. And it's been a great journey so far, and I'm really excited to be here and share my experience. And also I'll be talking about my experience with visa and how my career is being molded in Spain in terms of sports. Yes, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you all for joining us today. My name, by the way, is Alejandra Alonso. I'm a PR communication manager here at GBSB Global Business School. And well, today I have the privilege of serving you as the moderator for this workshop. Just a quick word about GBSB Global. If you don't know us already, we are a multicultural, tech-oriented business school with campuses in Barcelona, Madrid, Malta, and online. We offer a variety of programs across different disciplines in business, such as digital marketing, digital entrepreneurship, finance, fashion and luxury management, sports and esports management, among others. Also worth mentioning that GBSB Global has been recently ranked by Forbes magazine as one of the top business schools in Spain, and recognized as a leader in digital education by Microsoft. Also, we are going to answer all the questions that some of our viewers already sent in. So yeah, make sure you stay until the end to hear the answer to your question. But now, without further ado, let's focus on the purpose of today's workshop, which is studying abroad, which is always an exciting experience. I have done that myself, and I can assure you that Spain offers a wealth of opportunities for international students. However, because we host international students from more than 100 countries every academic year, we know that this process can be overwhelming and can be difficult to navigate. Marina, since you're the expert on this, can you tell us more on the intricacies of the visa application process? Could you go through the presentation that you prepared for today?
Okay, well, then, starting with myself, I have already presented me. And I'm a lawyer in Basels. I've been a while working there. I've learned a lot. I also learned a lot from my international students, so I'm very grateful for that. And well, Basels is a company that has been operating for more than 40 years, and we always try to help as many people as possible. Starting with the main concepts, which are the NIE, TIE, and empadronamiento, right? NIE is just the number that you get once that you have applied for some kind of permit, or sometimes you can even get an NIE just before doing something. The TIE is the car that you are given, and driving the car when the studies are more than 6 months. Some people just don't know that if you are coming to study just a 4 to 5, 6 months course, you are not going to get a car, you will get your authorization for your visa, but not the car. And the empadronamiento is to be registered in the city of home of the town where you are going to be studying your studies. Then, it's very important to know that this is a thought for non-European citizens, because if you are European, it's another path. So if you are going to come to study to Spain and you are not from Europe, then you need to apply for a visa, and you can do this in 2 different ways. So this, the most important thing, it is not a residency permit, it's a permit to stay, to be in Spain during the time that your course is going to be. This does not count towards the citizenship. This is a question, for example, that people from Latin America always ask. I went to study for 4 years, then in the second year I can apply for citizenship. No, studies don't count in these terms, and wait for non-European citizens, and the studies must meet some requirements. That must be in person. This means that cannot be online. It must be at least for 20 hours per week. Course or the school must be authorized or registered in a registry. We have 2, the RCD, which is a Registro de Centros No Universitarios, or the RUC, which is the Registro de Centros Universitarios y Títulos. And then you must be given a title once that you have finished your studies. These are the main requirements that study must have in order to be able to apply for this visa. How can you obtain a student visa? Well, there are main requirements. You must be, if you are going to apply in Spain, you must be legally here, and this means that you must apply if you get a tourist visa, then in the first 60 days when you are in Spain. You cannot apply, for example, a lot of people say, okay, but I have 90 days to be here as a tourist. Yes, but you must apply in the first 6 days, because you always need to have 1 month left, because it is supposed that the immigration office is going to give you an answer in 1 month. As you probably know, this never happens. They are very delayed. It's a problem from the administration. It's not your problem. Your applications are always fine, so don't worry about that. They always ask many more questions like, okay, but has been 3 months and I still don't have an answer. Don't worry, it's average from 3 to 5 months, more or less. Okay, and then you must have economical means. You have different ways to show that. Usually, you just show a Spanish bank account with at least 7,200 euros. Why? This is based in the IPREM. The IPREM is an indicator of, it's supposed that with 600 euros per month, you can maintain yourself in Spain. It is an average, okay? So if you are going to count for 1 year, you need to show 7,200 euros. If you are going to apply in Spain, Spanish bank account. If you are going to apply in your country, you have different ways. Your bank account in your country, legalized to demonstrate that the money is real, or even your parents can sponsorship you. Like, okay, I'm going to have to go to the notary. They will create a POA, and they will say in the notary that they are going to take care of you while the time you're going to be in Spain, because maybe you cannot pay for that, but your parents can. Then you need to have private health insurance, and this must be with local payments and without currencies. These are the important requirements of the insurance. And if you're going to come to study more than 6 months, 2 additional documents: criminal check, criminal background, to demonstrate that you have any kind of criminal background, because if you do, you cannot come, and a medical certificate saying that you are healthy, because there was made a convention in 2005, and the doctors already know what they need to write. And well, you present this into the immigration office if you are going to come here and do the submission here, or if you are going to put this in the consulate before coming, you have to book an appointment in the consulate, give them all the documents, and then come to Spain once the permit is approved.
So I think with the medical certificate and also the police clearance certificate, we need a postal of Hague.
Yes, with the FBI, for sure. With the medical certificate, it depends if the doctor is public or not. Because legalizing a document, for example, the apostille FDR, it's something that you have to do if the document comes from a public register. So if the doctor is a private clinical, you don't need to legalize because it is not necessary. Some consulates, they ask for it. But this is something that very particular. You have to see every case because It is not the same a consulate in London than a consulate in Nigeria, for example. So you must talk with the consulate. They have to let you know, they must let you know what are their requirements in that consulate specifically, and then do like a very specific case for that person. Then, important question that they always ask, for how long I'm going to get the permit for the duration of the course. So if the course is 1 year, you will get 1 year. You cannot say, okay, I'm going to go to Spain, study for 1 year, but my course is for 6 months. No, you will get 6 months and then you can renew it. But you cannot get a permit for longer or less of your studies. And then the application process, as I mentioned, you have 2 different ways. You can apply the consulate or you can apply in Spain. If you apply in Spain, very important, in the first 60 days since you arrive in Schengen Spain. A lot of people, for example, they always say, okay, I've been in Italy, but now I have just arrived in Spain. Oh, caution. How long have you been in Italy? Because if you have been there for 1 month, you only have 1 month to apply in Spain. So the Schengen area is the same in terms of counting the days. So be careful with this. Yes, and this counts since, because a lot of people, they always say, okay, but I've been here, but I've been like 2 months ago. Those days don't count. No, those days count because they are going to see from today, 6 months before. So in those 6 months, they will count the days that you have been in Schengen area. So be careful with this. It's very important. And if you find the consulate, is checking with the consulate and do the things as they want to do, as they want you to do it. Then, once that you have received your permit, you must tramit the TIE, and you must be empadronado. If you are here, then you already know what it is to be empadronado, but for those who don't know, it's to be registered in the city hall, because there's a public list that the city halls have, all the people that live in that city. So if you're going to be more than 6 months in a country, you must be registered. Then this also depends on the city hall. It's not the same as a small town, for example, Barcelona, but more or less it's always the same. You have to book an appointment in the city hall. You have to take your rental contract that you have, or if you have property, you bought a property, the deed of the purchase with the passport and the appointment. You go there with your bills, if you have been for a period of water, electricity, showing that you are living there. Then you give the papers, the city hall does the permit for you. And then you will be empadronado, they will with you like the certificate of empadronment. And with that, you will book an appointment at the police station and then you will tramit the card, which is the next slide. How to get this card? Well, first of all, you get the permit. This is 100% sure. And then when you get the NIE, because the NIE is a number that they give you to be able to identify you, what the process and why you are in Spain, then with that and the empadronamiento, a form, a fee with defense and what the price is 16 euros, a passport photograph. And with appointment at the police station, it's really hard to get an appointment. I know it's not impossible, but it is really hard to get one. You must apply for this appointment in 1 month since you get the birth. It is not very strict. Okay, you can get appointment from here to 2 months, for example, because the appointments are not here or sooner. It's not your fault. Okay, you can go. And I said at the beginning, you will get the card if you are going to be here for more than 6 months. If you are going to be in this, it's because of the system of the police station where you cannot register because it's because of the acts. And in the card, in around 45 days, you will have it because the card is made in Madrid, so we need to try to bring the cards and they will let you know. You need an appointment to come to pick up the card, or some police stations, you don't need to have an appointment. They just tell you, okay, in around 40 days, you can come to pick it up. Okay, so this again depends on the police station. And what? A very important question that you always ask, can I work while I'm in Spain? It depends on what? On your studies. There was a reformation in August where you are allowed to work while you are here if you are going to study as superior studies, master, PhD, degree, you will be authorized automatically up to 30 hours and it must respect your studies. Of course, if you're going to study in the mornings, you cannot work in the mornings. You must work in the afternoon. And with the salary, it depends on the hours. Right now, the SMI, which is the minimum salary that you must receive in Spain, is 1,100 euros. If you are going to work up to 30 hours, it would be at least, but not much less. Okay. If you are going to come to study, for example, someone who is from UK wants to come study Spanish, that person is not going to be authorized to work because the studies are not superior. So this must be very clear because a lot of people can like, I'm going to study Spanish course for 40 hours and I want to work. Okay, you must go through another path, which is applying the immigration office for a compatibility between studies and work. So this is a process that takes around 4 months. If you're going to come to study for 6 months, you won't be able to work. But for superior studies, for superior students, you will be automatically authorized to work, which is a very good news because, I mean, you're in Spain, yes, you come to study, but you need to be able to pay for your things. So I think it's something that with the reformation of the law is very, very nice to have. And well, then in terms of renewing the visa, because maybe you came to study for 2 years master, you're in the first year, you finished, and now you say, okay, I need to renew my visa. How can I do this? Okay, then it is called Prórroga de Estancia de Estudios, and you need to pass, of course, your first level. You need to keep the health insurance that you have. The financial wins will be more or less the same. If you're going to study for another year, it's 7,200 euros for another year. And then you must pay for a fee. If you apply in Spain for the first year, you don't have to pay for a fee. For the renewal, there's a fee. It's not very expensive. It's around 20 euros, but you have to pay a fee. And well, the certificate that you passed your previous level and the new study registration that you are going to take the next level. And here is something important. You can change your studies because a lot of people say, I can study 1 year of a master of fashion, but now I want to study a master of sports. Can I change? Can I renew but change my studies? No. If you are going to change, you need to do like a new submission. What does this mean? This means that you need to apply in the first 60 days. Well, the first 60 when your card, let's imagine your card finishes on June 30. Okay, then maximum May 30 you have to apply because you need to have 1 month to apply. It's like an initial one. Okay, you can apply in the time that you want to, time that you want to, but not. I just got my card for this year. I will to apply for next year. You cannot do that because there's a time. But if you know that you're going to change your studies, then if the card finishes and the day that finishes, maximum May 30, you have to apply because you need to have 1 month to apply. It's like an initial one, okay? You can apply in the time that you want to, time that you want to, but not, I just got my card for this year. I will to apply for next year. You cannot do that because there's a time. But if you know that you're going to change your studies, then if the card finishes and the day that finishes, maximum 30 days before. Okay, this must be very clear. Because if you say, no, but I have 60 days to renew my card and 90 days after, yes, but that is to renew for the same status. If you are going to change, just 60 days before. And what happens when you finish your studies, you are fully in Spain, you want to stay because you love the experience and you want to work, or you are offered an internship contract, you don't have a job or internships but you want to stay. You have 3 different ways you can modify, and this is also something that came with the new law. You can modify into a working permit. It doesn't matter if you have been only here for 1 year or only here for 6 months. You can modify into a working permit. You can modify into internships, or you can have the looking for a job visa, which is búsqueda de empleo. And then, to modify working permit, most important thing, to have a job offer. It must be a contract of 40 hours, SMI, and indefinite. Okay. The indefinite, now it is not a problem because all the contracts are supposed to be indefinite. the important thing is the 40 hours. Because sometimes you say, okay, I'm offered a mid-part job. I'm going to be working for 20 hours. You need 40, okay? Or at least if you're going to work for 20 hours, you must be paid the minimum salary. So if you are going to work 20 hours and you're going to be paid 1,100 euros, you can apply. So this also depends on specifically every case. And so we have to see this. The internships, more it's the same. The important thing is to have an offer of internships. The difference is, it is also residency. Now you change with búsqueda de empleo, internships, and job. Is you change into a residency permit. With a job offer, you change also into a working permit. Is working black residency permit. You came from a permit to stay here only. With internships, it's just a permit to residents, and looking for a job is also a residency permit. Okay, why? Because with the looking for a job, the visa is something that you apply for it, you get it for 1 year, but you cannot start working up to the month number 10. So if you are getting, if you get a job offer at the month 4, you must wait until the month number 10. So be careful with this, because a lot of people say, okay, I applied for the looking for a job, but now I got a job. Can I change? No, you need to wait until the month number 10. So be careful. Unless the offer is a high qualified profession. If you are offered a high qualified, then you can change at any point. But it's really hard to get this kind of offer. And the internships, you must have a contract. If you are going to get paid, then you don't want to show the economical means, but if you are not going to be paid, it's the same as the student, 7,200 euros if your work is going to be for 1 year. And what more or less that the options will always have the digital nomad visa if you have been working with a company up from Spain, the high qualified internships with a job, or entrepreneur, because you mentioned also that you have this photo oriented to this. So this is also an interesting option. You are planning to create your own business. We also can look at this. You need to have a business plan. This is the most important thing about the entrepreneur visa. But we always can talk, have a meeting, and then we'll say, okay, I think your project is interesting. They will accept it, or no, it is a project that a project that we already have in Spain and they are going to refuse it. So this is also an interesting option. And well, in terms of citizenship, can I apply for a citizenship? What can I do? How can I do it? How long do I need to be here to be able to apply for citizenship? Usually, let's say the normal regime, 10 years of residency in Spain. If you are from countries of Latin America, from Americanos, then it's 2 years. And also Andorra, Filipinas, Portugal. And if you are married to a Spanish person, this is only 1 year after you are married. Okay. But the years under the visa, under the student visa, don't count. So it's not, I mean, if you have been in Spain for 10 years, studied, and then you say, okay, I've been here for 10 years, I want to apply for citizenship, you cannot apply. Okay, because you need to have a residency permit. So, more or less, that's everything. And now you can ask all the questions that you have, okay? And well, we will be happy to meet you in our office if you have doubts specifically about your own case.
Thank you, Marina. I was wondering if maybe would you like to tell us a bit more briefly about the services that Basel's offers, in what areas that they help us navigate with?
Yeah. Okay, well, we offer many different services in terms of immigration. We offer whole scenarios, but focus on student. We always can with student visa, internships, modifying from one to another, looking for a job. Specifically, we always try to help with, for example, if you are in Spain, if you apply in Spain, okay? You are in Spain and you say, okay, I need to open a bank account, but I don't have an IE, I don't know how to obtain an IE to open the bank account, or I don't know how to do this. Okay, we help you with that. So it's not just the submissions, we are with you during the whole path. we try to help you with the insurance also. We offer like different kinds of insurance. We recommend you policies. We help you with that. So you know that the insurance is not valid because it's with co-payments. Make sure that you talk with the company or with the bank account, for example. We have partners. They help us to help you to obtain bank account just with passport sometimes, depending on the nationality, or we help you to obtain the loan and then you can get the bank account. So we always try to be with you because we understand that you are far from your homes, that you need to have someone that you must trust to say, okay, I'm new in a town where it's not my language, it's not my, there's now no one that I know, I don't have family, I don't have friends yet, because then you make a lot of friends. But in the moment that you arrive, you need to have someone that is with you during the process, that you have doubts, and you can fall and say, okay, I have this, now what do I need to do? I need to get this, and I have just one more day to apply. Don't worry, we are with you. We completely understand how you feel, because I have also been a student abroad. I was living in Poland for a while, and I know how is that feeling of, I need someone to help me. So we try always to offer that service to our clients, to feel very welcome, very happy with us. At the end of the day, it's our work, and we always try to make you feel as comfortable as possible.
I think the best thing is near the university. If in Barcelona, it's, I think, Eixample. It's near the city center, it's good neighborhood, and all you need is here, like grocery stores, close to city center, close to university. Also, I was living in San Gervasi and Gracia. It's above the Diagonal. It's also such a great neighborhood. And yeah, I think I would recommend these three because not so far from the university, really great neighborhoods, like not to, as for example, Edelweiss, which always in movie, is always loudly and noises from your windows. So yeah, Eixample, San Gervasi, and Gracia.
I would definitely recommend those as well. I live in Sans, and it is super Catalan, and you get to be with the local crowd, and I really like that because I get to see how their culture is. And every Saturday, Sunday, the roads are closed, and there is always some kind of fest happening, Catalan fest, which is really nice. And it takes 15 minutes to get to school door to door. So it's not really far, and also very quiet, not like Alabama where everyone's shouting, I think. So it's super quiet, it's super nice, and also the rent is pretty much low. So I would definitely recommend living near Sans or España as well.
Okay, so I think this depends. Yeah, if you're going to apply in the consulate, a lot of the consulate of the country, because there are some consulates that they work very, 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 very fine, and just you can book the appointment for next week. So if you have all your documents ready, you just have to go there and submit the application. But if you are from a country where the consulates don't work this good, then around 4 or 5 months before the course starts, I will do the submission, because they have one month to answer. This is not true. I mean, they have 1 year, but they can take longer. But since you get the first year, you have like 90 days to come to Spain. So this means if the course is going to start in September, you should have the permit approved, let's say in July. You already have 3 months to come here. So you have August, September, and October. So you can come after that we already counted the visa go. But if you apply in August and then the permit takes 2 months, and you have the visa in October, then you have to bound in 3 months. Then this depends a lot on the countries. If you are going to Spain and do the submission in Spain, then it's different, because you can apply only 2 or 3 months before the course starts. For example, if the course starts in October, you cannot come in, I don't know, March and say, no, I'm going to start in October. Yeah, but it's still 6 months, so you cannot apply now. You must apply within the 60 days that you arrive, but so 3 months before the process starts. Okay, well, this is a completely different path because since we have agreements with in the European Union, it's much easier. You just have to go to the police station with 5 documents. You need to get empadronado before going to the police station. You have to go with the EX18, which is a form. You have to pay for a fee of 12 euros. The passport, European passport, of course, and you need to demonstrate that class too, because you have, like, in the form, you must mark the option. You can come to study, to work, just to retire here, or right now I don't have a job offer, but I want to be here. So you must mark the study option, and that's it. Showing the economical means, in this case it's the same, is 7,200 euros, but for the rest of the process, they get the card immediately. So it's much easier, but because of these agreements that we have.
Some of the master degrees cost. You can find all that information in our official website that is linked below.
Well, it depends on the studies. So if you came, for example, to study in GBSB, yes, you are allowed to work because the studies that you offer are superior studies, so you will be able to work up to 30 hours. If you are going to come to study another kind of studies that are not superior, then you must apply for an authorization compatibility. But well, if you are going to come to study here, then you will be authorized to work.
I would recommend Buddy and Idealista, but also I would recommend, if it's a good platform to say it. So I would recommend if GBSB could make a WhatsApp group of students who are leaving or graduating from GBSB and going back to their countries, and their houses will be vacant. You can put the upcoming students in touch through a WhatsApp group or something with the students who are leaving, so that it's more authenticated, and also they get to talk to the person in private and also share pictures and the rest. So it'll be much easier idea.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. We're definitely going to take notes. Thank you so much. So that's it. If you have more questions, please leave them in the comments below. We're going to try and answer all your questions. So yeah, just type them in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us today.